Welcome to the next presentation in our Webinar Wednesday series. This one is called May All Your Holidays Be Green. Again, welcome. My name is Zoe Jump. I am the Interim Executive Director for Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful. For those of you that have never heard of Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful, we are a private nonprofit, and our mission statement is to promote clean, healthy, and beautiful communities for generations to come. We do this through environmental education for all ages. We love to teach everyone about recycling, composting, energy conservation, water pollution, urban trees. We also do this through community beautification initiatives, one being which our Big Clean MKE program, which helps to pick up litter around Milwaukee. If you want to learn more about Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful, you can visit our website, which is www.kgmb.org. Just a few housekeeping things before we get started on the actual presentation. This webinar is being recorded. It should be up on our website as a recording tomorrow afternoon. So if you want to share this with coworkers or friends or family, you can access all of our webinar recordings on our website under webinars. If you have any questions during the presentation today, please utilize the Q&A feature of the webinar. We won't be using the chat feature. We will just be using the Q&A feature, and I will have time at the end to discuss any questions that come into the box during the presentation. This should be a quicker presentation, less than a half hour, so we will definitely get to those questions pretty soon. So we're going to kick off this with talking about Halloween, because Halloween is upon us, and I feel like everyone is getting into the autumn Halloween the spirit. So when you think of Halloween, what do you think of? Is it the costumes? Is it all the candy and sweets? Is it the fun decorations, or is it having a Halloween party? Really, regardless of how you plan on celebrating Halloween, you can definitely do it in an environmentally friendly way, starting with Halloween costumes. So the first thing is make your own costumes. Instead of heading straight to your pop-up Halloween store in the strip mall and buying a costume probably made out of plastic, consider making your own costume. You can use items that you have already had in your possession to really green things up. If you don't have items around your house on hand, and you can check out your local Goodwill or a thrift store, most of the costumes at secondhand stores have only been worn once, so you're really getting a great deal, and it'll be at a really great price. Costume swaps are also another great idea to save resources, and they will help you find an awesome costume without breaking the bank. You can get your family together, your friends, even a costume swap in your neighborhood, and everyone can swap costumes for the year, so it feels like you're getting something new. Reusing costumes as well as recycling. If you can't make your own costume, you've done costume swaps, you've reused. Lastly, you should consider recycling your old costumes in a textile recycling program. There's a really good one in Glendale. It's called the Better Earth Textile Recycling Program. They take textile donations to get properly recycled. There's also the Milwaukee Textile Recycling Program, and they help you kind of coordinate recycling drives. They obviously don't just have to be for Halloween costumes, but if you want to host a costume recycling drive in your neighborhood, maybe in November, that might be a fun way to get the whole neighborhood involved in a really sustainable thing. The next thing that you can really green up your Halloween is trick-or-treating. the first really easy thing to think about is instead of buying one of those cheaply made candy containers that most likely isn't recyclable, opt for a reusable bag instead. You could choose a high quality bag that you'll be able to use over and over again for different things, not just trick or treating. Or better yet, just use a bag that you already have. Even a pillowcase could be a really easy thing to use to go trick or treating with. As far as the goodies go, the mass produced and individually packaged candy are really not the only options for trick or treating. Consider passing out maybe an organic fruit snack pack, mini organic chocolate chips, or even some like small non-food items such as seed packets, recycling themed or any environmentally themed sticker, or even some coins. Kids love getting a couple dimes or a couple of nickels, so that would be a cute idea too. If you really feel passionately about giving out candy, make sure to look for brands that are ethically sourced, hopefully palm oil free, and come in packaging that can either be composted or recycled. Two really great options that you can find online are Surf Sweets. They have organic gummy bears, they have sour worms, they have jelly beans, and Surf Sweets support sustainably grown farms and beekeepers, and they also donate a portion of their sales to ocean cleanup programs. So all around a really ethical, sustainable brand, and their candy is really good. You wouldn't even be able to tell that it's organic. Second is Hillside Candy. It's another good option, and all of their packaging is compostable. So a really great way to cut down on all of those plastic packages. Also, both of these brands you can buy in bulk, which is another really great way to not use so much packaging. If you want to get more ideas about rethinking your traditional trick-or-treat items, greenhalloween.org has a very large list of ways to swap out conventional candy for other treats or non-food items. Halloween decorating is the next thing you can do to green your Halloween. First thing, just like costumes, try and make your own decorations instead of purchasing those plastic skulls and bones. Always consider using items that you can make your own. So definitely using nature. You could do rock painting. You could head to your local farmer's market and get a couple corn stalks, some hay bales, and some pumpkins. Decor doesn't always have to be spooky to be in season. Plus, for items down here on the left, you can really keep those items up for the whole autumn season, not just for Halloween. But if you are into the spooky season, carved pumpkins are a great way to add a little spook to your decor. And these can be composted, which is really great. They're from nature. You're not buying plastic things. As well as making your own decorations out of things that you can reuse year after year. So these guys are made out of egg cartons. You can also make bats or ghosts out of aluminum cans. Pinterest is a really great website for inspiration if you wanted to look up some more spooky little crafts. And it's also really fun to do with the family. And again, once you're done with your pumpkins, make sure you compost them. All right, and we're moving on to Thanksgiving, which is crazy to be talking about, but it will be here before we know it. And we're just going to kind of talk about Thanksgiving in general, mainly focusing on your Thanksgiving feast. So we'll start out with talking about the main event, the turkey. Instead of opting for that supermarket special, try and seek out an organic or free-range turkey. This will really offer you the most environmentally friendly turkey as possible, and free-range turkeys taste much better. Even if you're not vegetarian, try adding a little less meat to your Thanksgiving table and really filling the rest of your table with healthy sides like squash, green beans, or even kale. Turkey doesn't have to be the main event of your Thanksgiving. It could be all of the sides. Speaking of sides, try making your own sides, especially cranberry sauce. Canned cranberry sauce is really easy to make yourself. It's just cranberry juice, orange juice, and cane sugar. This also will cut down the metal waste from the cranberry cans. Same goes with pumpkin pie. Making your own pumpkin pie is also really easy, and it's impressive to say that you made the pie by yourself. Next would be serving sustainable beverages. First things first is don't buy bottled water for everyone. Tap water is just as good, and you can really reduce the amount of plastic that you're bringing to your table. Wine, if wine is a part of your Thanksgiving, try and look for the EcoGlass label on wine bottles. The EcoGlass label means that the winery you're purchased from uses 25% less glass in their bottles, which saves a ton of material, and it also reduces shipping weight and transportation. Also, try and choose wine that is sustainably grown. If wine is not your thing, support all of our awesome local breweries right here in Milwaukee. That's a great way to green your Thanksgiving as well. Fourth would be cutting down on disposables. It might seem really, really tempting to use disposable roasting pans for all of your Thanksgiving meals. But if every single person used a disposable tinfoil pan this Thanksgiving, we would add 46 million tinfoil pans to our landfill from Thanksgiving alone. So really using that reusable pan really makes a difference, as well as using your standard dinnerware. It might be really tempting to use disposable plates, but using standard dinnerware and standard cutlery instead of disposable cutlery is a great way to cut down on waste during Thanksgiving. Also, having a eco-friendly Thanksgiving means cutting down on your food waste. Try and plan ahead of time so you don't have too many leftovers. And if you do have leftovers, make sure to store them correctly so that you can enjoy them over the next few days and that nothing goes to waste. All right, now that Thanksgiving is over, it is time for the most wonderful time of the year. It's time for the holiday season, and there are so many ways that you can green up your holiday season, starting with gifting. If your holiday season has gifts, first thing, always try and buy local made gifts. This is a great way to give back to your community and avoid buying gifts from halfway around the world. So try stocking up on gifts at local craft fairs, local shops, or independent bookstores. This is a really great way to green up your gifting. Also, try to buy battery-free gifts. Single-use batteries are so wasteful, and they're often discarded in the wrong way, which can pose environmental hazards. So try to opt out of those battery-charged gifts. Third is making your own gifts. Who said you have to buy something? You could definitely make your own gifts, maybe bake up a batch of Christmas cookies or bake a loaf of bread for your neighbors. It could be something as easy as framing a photo of your kids for grandma. Most people would rather have a homemade gift than that latest trinket from your department store. But if gifts are a really big part of your holiday season, then try to plan a gift exchange. Instead of everyone giving everyone a gift, consider an exchange where you can focus on that one special gift for the person whose name you picked without the difficulty and expense of finding a gift for every single person in your family. You can also consider gifting gifts that help others be eco-friendly, like this cute set of reusable sandwich bags down here. I would love to get that as a gift. You could give someone a compost bin. You could gift someone a pack of reusable straws. Those are all really great options. And there's so many other eco-friendly things you could gift as well. Fifth, try and get creative and give experiences over giving things. According to the Los Angeles Times, the average American has over 300,000 items in their home. Who knows how accurate that number is, but just thinking about all the things in my home, I definitely don't need more things. So giving experiences is a really great way to cut down on waste during the holidays. Some examples could be tickets to an escape room, a museum, a science center or a nature center membership, tickets to the orchestra or a community theater. If you're an adventurous person, try giving tickets for rock climbing or skydiving. And as always, sporting event tickets are always a great gift. Another option would be give a gift that would help people take on a new hobby that would lead to an experience. Things like camping equipment or a home brewing kit. And lastly, which we all should be doing, is just buying less. It's really important to commit to focusing on just the true meaning behind the holiday season and not making it all about the gifts. All right, next is cards and wrapping, which kind of goes hand in hand with gifts. Unfortunately, most wrapping paper is not recyclable because it's really glossy or it has a bunch of glitter on it. So try and get creative with your gift wrapping this year. And you can use paper, you can use newspaper, you can even use old fabric scraps. I think the paper looks really pretty just by itself. It's very simple. And if you do like buying wrapping paper, try and choose wrapping paper that's made out of recycled material or wrapping paper that isn't glossy or glittery so that you can recycle it. Next is holiday cards. Why send expensive store-bought cards when you can make your own cards? Store-bought cards consume a huge amount of natural resources for a really bad throwaway item. The amount of holiday cards sold in the United States actually requires the harvesting of nearly 300,000 trees. So always try and make your own cards. Handmade cards are much more personable and can be a fun activity for the family leading up to the holidays. Also, e-cards are a really great way to go zero waste with the cards, and most e-cards are free. So you're also saving money because cards can get expensive. Holiday decorating is another huge form of waste during the holiday season. We all want our homes to feel really festive for the holidays, but try not to go overboard. Natural decor like pine cones, cranberries, and evergreen boughs are a really festive way to decorate, but they're also natural. They're not made up of plastic, and they're way better for the environment. Lighting. is a huge one. Try to use LED lights when it comes to lighting your Christmas tree, lighting the outside of your home. LED lights use up to 95% less energy than traditional bulbs, and they actually last up to 100,000 hours when used indoors. Over a 30-day period, lighting 500 traditional bulbs will cost you about $18, whereas LED lights, the same number, would cost you around 19 cents. So it's saving better for the environment and it's saving you money. So it's really a win-win. Also try and turn off your lights at night or use a timer to minimize the electricity consumption of your lights. There is no need to have all your decorations and lights on at 2 o'clock in the morning, so timers are really helpful when it comes to things like that. And lastly is supporting your local tree farm. If Christmas trees are something that you do during the holiday season, try to opt for a live tree. Although plastic Christmas trees are technically reusable year after year, real trees are the more sustainable choice. Plastic trees are made up of PVC, which is a type of plastic, which uses up resources in both the manufacturing and the shipping of the trees. While these artificial trees technically last forever, research shows that they are often discarded and replaced with the bigger, better, or brighter model year after year. So people really aren't reusing them as long as they should be. Then these trees are sent to landfills where their plastic content will take thousands of years to decompose. Live trees, on the other hand, are a renewable resource grown on local farms, which saves on transportation costs as well as air pollution. They contribute to air quality while growing, and almost 90% are recycled into mulch. So they are being reused. Live trees can also be repurposed in other ways. You can reuse the pine boughs to cover your garden to protect it from the cold and the snow. The branches of your trees can be used to make bird feeders if you cover them in peanut butter and bird seed. And you can also use the pine needles from your live tree to make homemade air freshener sachets. One big thing that everyone can really do during the holiday season to reduce waste and be more green is to try and recycle. First things first is recycling old electronics. Giving a brand new flat screen TV or a new cell phone, a new camera, those are great options for gifts. I'll say it, but that means getting rid of your unwanted electronic device. And that doesn't mean giving it to the landfill. You should always try and recycle your old electronics. The DNR website has a program called eCycle Wisconsin, and they will give you all of the places you can recycle your electronics. So always recycle your old electronics. Do not throw them away. When it comes to holiday parties and just holiday gifting, always try and recycle aluminum cans. Make sure that they are uncrushed. Recycle plastic bottles, also uncrushed. You can recycle glass bottles and jars, glass wine bottles, glass beer bottles, glass pickle jars. Always recycle flattened cardboard boxes from gifting. And if your greeting card envelopes and cards aren't glossy or glittery, those can be recycled as well. Things that you shouldn't be recycling, not only during the holidays, but ever, is disposable cutlery or cups. Plastic cups, plastic spoons, all of those things are too cheap of a plastic to recycle, so those shouldn't go in your recycling bin. You can't recycle packaging material like styrofoam and packing peanuts. Those also should go into the garbage or they should be reused. Holiday lights are not recyclable, neither are Christmas trees, any sparkly or glossy wrapping paper, as well as toys. Always try and donate toys and not recycle them. And recycling is a really easy way to green up your holidays. Now, I know this was a really quick presentation today. I didn't want to bog anyone down with a lecture. So if there's any questions about greening your Halloween, greening your Thanksgiving, or greening your holidays, I will take those questions now. No questions? All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. I hope it got you into the holiday spirit. If you do have any questions about recycling, composting, or greening your life, you can always call Keep Greater More Beautiful, or you can email me. My name is Zoe, and you can reach me at ZOE, just my name, at kgmb.org. Again, thank you for joining us. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.